Are we alive, Peach?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, we're live.
Dude, I don't know about y'all, but I did not. I felt zombie mode all day long.
Dude, same.
Like,
I fell
that was
asleep
my
at my
thing.
desk.
Wow.
I I leaned back like this and I'm waiting for something to update and I just passed the fuck out earlier. And I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I'll pass the fuck out right now if I stay like this.
I had zero motivation to do anything today.
Yeah.
I had like by lunchtime I had a list of things I had to do, but you know, when I got home today, and I'm just like, that was what I was focused on.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to go to the sporting goods store, get sporting good things. I gotta go home and mow the backyard. Then I added a haircut in on it, and so I was like,
Yeah.
I barely got everything done. Sat down at dinner, and then we walked in here. We had like 30 minutes. We watched. I should say we had 40 minutes because we watched one episode of The Expanse.
What season are you guys on?
We start. Well, I've watched it all.
Okay.
I was a big Expanse guy, but Puzzle like watched it with me when she got chances.
Mm-hmm.
So we started from episode 1, and I'm like at least asking her every couple episodes, like, "Do you understand what's going on?"
I'll be like, I get this and this, but what is going on with this?
That's how I was with Severance on Apple. It has a guy who plays Ben Wyatt in Parks and Rec, and
Yeah.
basically they severed like your personality. So when you go to work, you have no idea what your Audi does, and when you leave work, you have no idea what you did at work. And in the first episode, I was like, wow, that was really intense. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go back to it. But Alan's been watching it. So
It's
today,
good.
in the evening, or in the afternoon, I worked off my laptop, and I was like half paying attention to it, and I got invested into it. So now I'm gonna go back to it.
It is so good. The premise is awesome.
We're getting to the part where Miller was just buying his ticket to
Mhm.
Eros. So hopefully Puzzle gets hooked in the next couple episodes. The massacre at Eros should help.
I mean, I like it so far, but it definitely solidifies my interest in not just living in space, but living on a planet where I can walk outside.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing about up to where you've watched so far. You don't like they haven't introduced what the Expanse is about, right? So they just been putting the pieces into play, and in the next like 3 episodes, you're gonna actually see what the whole Expanse series is about. My camera's all glitchy today. I know. It's mad.
Old school photo album.
It's Disney, cute.
My mom is always been a huge Mickey fan. We don't like Minnie because Minnie's a whore.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Got it.
That's her family motto, actually.
Oh, that's because she was sleeping with Donald. Oh,
Yeah, Goofy.
and Goofy. Oh, the sparrows.
I thought she was fucking Goofy.
She
Yeah.
was. Oh.
She fucked Goofy, but they all got really mad at her when she tried to fuck Pluto too. It
Oh.
escalated. It got to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
You get the joke, right, Alan?
Yeah, I got the joke.
Even in the Disney world, they still frown upon bestiality. But it's funny because they're all animals.
So, who's producer of the week this week? It is Ethan. Ethan, what's our starting order?
Let's see. Wait, what did we do last week? It was a shotgun, right?
Yeah, it was a shotgun.
All right. Look, Alan, roll a d4.
Okay. Hang on. Luckily enough, I still have all my dice right next to me. I cleaned up my desk, kind of. A D4. That's a D6. D4. All right. First number is 1. Second number is 4. Next number is that's a 1. That's also a 1. That's another 1. That's a 4. Hang on.
Are you okay
2
there?
and 3.
I just needed 1.
There. I rolled all full numbers. 1.
1. Okay, so you go first.
All right.
All right, roll another one.
Motherfucker. 1.
Well, we can't have 2 1s. All right.
4.
Puzzle, you roll a d4.
I said 4.
You also told me like 1 like 12 times.
Because there was a ton of ones I
4.
rolled.
Huh?
4.
So, puzzled last. NJ, you want to roll one?
All right.
It's a 1.
Roll a d4. Four.
All right. So Alan's going first like 6
3.
times in a row. All right. I'm going to have to restart my computer real quick.
Okay.
My camera stops freaking out on me.
Okay.
So you start the shot.
Oh, God.
We're having some technical difficulties, guys. We'll be back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, today was that kind of lazy day. Just, I don't know. Something's in retrograde. I think it's the moon, right? That's what it was? It was a moon eclipse? We all lost our energy from it?
Y'all ready
Yeah.
for a 2000 selfie?
Hey.
Nice.
Let me see if I can find some baby Keelan.
Like it's a product of its time, okay? We're all figuring out photography.
Let's see. This would have been about 5th, 6th, or 7th grade. I'm gonna go with 6th based off the shirt.
Love it. Velvet shirt.
Dude, I was obsessed.
Nice. My mom has all my baby pictures. I don't have any pictures.
The overalls.
Nice.
What's behind you?
A
that
little
a
wooden
fence?
fence.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those photo things. They brought it to our church for some reason. Oh, here you go. Walmart photos.
Nice.
We've all rocked that haircut. Aww.
Aw.
Crash. Too cute. Ooh, it's sassy. I like your hair.
Photos as we get older.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't last in sports very long.
Aww.
So the brunette is Cadden and the blonde is Kaylin. And anytime we had to take photos, Caitlin was crying about it.
Why?
She hated taking photos for some reason, even at like a really, really young age.
At like 6th grade.
8th grade.
Is that a choker?
You're so
2005.
You're so teeny tiny.
Did that fix it? Hopefully
Yeah.
that-
Yay!
Hey.
It's back.
Oh.
All right. So, what's second and third place in one-liner order?
I'll go second. So Alan, Ethan, Norma, Keelan.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right. You keep your cat in your office.
What? Oh,
It's not connected.
I missed it. Okay.
Pretty sure this was my mom in high school.
Aw.
Oh.
You guys have the same smile.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
Did your
put
mom
my-
have fun seeing all the old peeps?
My mom
Yeah.
had fun seeing. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she really enjoyed it. She had a good time. But like my cousin Alexis, I had to tone her down. Like, 'cause when she got there, she like immediately started talking about abortion, and I'm like, I literally cannot right now. Like, just, like this is not the place for this. Like, I can't. Like,
Yeah.
I was told we all had to be on our best behavior. Okay, so you gotta calm down.
yeah.
If I have to be in my best behavior, everyone else has to be. Ah.
Yup. Agreed. It was interesting, but it was really fun, and it was like really cool to have it like shift into a D&D day. It was unexpected and nice.
Right.
I really miss playing in real life, Alan.
I know, right?
All right. I'll schedule a summer nipple brigade. Fuck it. I'll schedule 3.
Hopefully.
No, don't do that because then I have to schedule a session on my end. So I'm just starting to calm down at work a little bit.
I can't do the weekend of July 29th.
July 29th.
We'll be the weekend before. Hopefully, we'll be in Florida.
Yeah.
If not, we'll be at the beach, Texas coast.
So
We will be.
yeah, are y'all ready to deal with Lord Puzzled all weekend?
What do you mean deal with her? It's gonna be fun.
No, I paid for her to get knighted in front of everybody.
Aww.
So it's gonna be Sir Keelan. Oh, weekend.
Why don't you look happy about that? Because center of attention.
Been knighted. That's what started the whole photo thing. Was I have a photo of me being knighted at my 17th birthday.
And she's gonna be knighted again.
You're just renewing your
Yeah.
knighting vows.
Yeah.
Yeah. They only
It
last 10
happens.
years.
Okay, I need to stop playing with my Zoom.
The topics we discuss are many.
No story too bold to talk about.
Strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the Naked Podcast.
Welcome to the Naked Podcast. That was my last time, I promise. It's your DM Tekka Allen.
Hey, everybody, welcome in. Let's have a ball. Heyo.
People who take care of chickens are literally chicken tenders. It's your girl,
Yeah.
MJ. Just a little tidbit to share.
Great.
After that, I got nothing. What's up, guys? Oh, that was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sir Puzzled.
Sir Puzzled.
I told her I
What
would
do you-
call her that.
What do you call a lady night? Would it just be lady puzzled?
Sir.
No, well, see, so if we go off Game of Thrones, they do call her Sir Brienne
Mm-hmm.
Brianna Tar. She was my favorite.
when they knight her.
Yeah. Sir
Are you
Keelan.
ready? Are you ready for your birthday week puzzled?
I am. I'm very excited. I'm excited for this weekend. And I'm excited for tomorrow, not just because it's my birthday, but actually share my birthday with a third grader and a fourth grader.
Aw.
So it's really cool. So the third grader, like last week and today, has been like, tomorrow's our birthday. And I'm like, yes, it is, baby.
I don't know how you can share birthdays with people. I share a birthday with one person that I know, and I hate it.
Dude, I share a birthday with my nephew, so.
You know why you hate it, Crazy? It's because your birthday is so close to Christmas.
Yes.
You share your birthday with Jesus, okay?
Pretty much. Not everyone always like, well, here's your birthday and Christmas gift. Like, no, you cheap bastards.
No, I actually grew up. My dad's birthday is 2 days after mine. So that's why I say he turned 16 after I was born.
So I
and now
legit almost
I share it
bought
with
your
another
dad
family member.
a gift today. I was walking through Academy, and they had the bass-shaped slip-on shoes. And he'd probably hate them, but I thought it would be hilarious at least to send them to him. Yeah, she gets me.
So he got you bass-shaped slippers?
Not for me, for my dad.
Oh, okay.
I thought about buying them for her dad.
Oh, okay.
When
I didn't hear that part. My bad.
I didn't either, but once he was like, for him, I'm like, oh, okay, that's for my dad. Okay.
So you know what else you won't be hearing anytime soon?
I mean,
Anything on your iPod?
Yeah.
Your whole entire iTunes is dead. It's gone forever.
Well, not iTunes, but
the iOS should still work, right? It just won't. They won't be putting out any new iPods. Is that what's going on?
So I have to grab my Loot Crate box because this is where I keep my iPods. Because I don't use any of these motherfuckers anymore. Wait,
I still have a working iPod Touch, first gen.
all of these work. Well, except maybe that one, but all of these work. I need to get a 30 pin. I'll trade you one for a Zune.
Dude, I loved my Zune, and it was even better that you could like share songs for like up to 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't remember that feature.
So.
Never had the Zune. I always had an iPod.
I had a Zune, and I didn't know about that. Now I feel like I missed out.
Right. So let me talk to you guys about what happened with the iPod. Officially, as of May 15th, Apple is killing production of any iPod products. They introduced the device in 2001, and it completely changed the MP3 format and fucking portable music.
We have smartphones. I would say we have smartphones because of the iPod.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. I had an iPod Touch. That was like the first touchscreen thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I had an iPhone, the first original.
I never had an original iPhone, but I had an iPhone 4.
Came into the game at 4S.
Yeah. No, but they just... As of March of this year, Apple has sold about 200 million Apple iPod devices, but that they've seen that number drop ever since the introduction and the mainstreaming of the iPhone. So really, who's buying iPods anyway? I mean, they canceled the Classic a couple of years ago too. And
Really?
yeah.
What is this other one? Is called an iTouch, or like the iPod? It's kind of like a little.
Yeah.
It's just a touch.
The iTouch, and then they had the Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
And a Nano.
I had a Nano.
My dad still has the long Nano, the
Nice.
big one. He still uses that.
That's cool. Are you okay? You know, I see a lot of like only 90s babies would remember this. You were not a 90s kid if you didn't download music off of LimeWire or FrostWire. Go on Google while using dial-up and trying to find album art for it and trying to rename all of your stuff.
Trying to put
it's
it
a
on
lot
the
of
same
work.
album. Yeah, no. That shit sucked. I'm gonna miss it. I mean, even though I haven't used an iPod in the longest time, like I've been using Spotify for years now, and I completely dropped using my iPods. Like it's gonna be a real shame to not see kids walking around with them anymore. But then again, when was the last time anyone's walked around with an iPod?
Walking around with
Yeah.
a Walkman, like it's an end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
Fit that CD player in your pocket, then tell me about the struggle.
Right?
Yeah, but I would say like right now I'm more likely to have a Walkman than an iPod, if that makes. Like, I still
Yeah.
got CDs. I started collecting vinyl. Okay, like come on.
I
You're
want
just
to look
reverting back.
All of my
it's
fifth
like
graders
once
have
you have
better
everything
cell phones
already.
than
Yeah.
What's that puzzled about all your fifth graders?
Oh, they have better phones than I do. Just
You have a 13.
I know.
They have the
But no, they have like
15.
big ass phones. I'm like, why?
For playing Fortnite. Let's be honest here.
But even so, they said they're gonna stop making the notes, right? Like they're gonna just
Mhm.
make the Galaxy Ultras.
yeah,
Those will be the notes now.
they stopped making the notes altogether. They just rebranded.
Yeah, 2022 is the last cycle,
Mhm.
and but then again, they have the fold out, and it's like I might jump ship.
Right? The Fold
Be interested to
4
see
is
that.
already released, and it's only
Yeah.
been like 3 years.
Well, because they figured out the hinge and everything.
Mhm.
So, like, I was playing with one the other day, and it was like it's everything you always thought it should have been. That makes
Okay.
sense.
See, now I
You
may
don't have
jump to a Fold now. Fuck.
right because when it's closed, it's like using a note,
Mhm.
and then you open it up and you have your full screen, and it's like, oh, this is easy to read on.
I mean, as long as it's
I-
the same size.
yeah,
No, but the
Yeah.
iPod.
So you can use on the Fold, you can use like when it's closed, you can still use it like a normal phone, and when you open
Yeah.
it, it's just oh, that's
yeah, it just gets
fancy.
bigger.
Bigger phone.
Might as well just have an iPad or a tablet.
They're slightly smaller than the iPad Minis.
Mm-hmm. I could totally stuff an iPad mini in my pants. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
be
you
ashamed I
can.
won't be able to put an iPod in my pants pocket anymore.
I can't tell you the last time when I used an iPod. Like my last iPod shut like a Nano, the one without the screen.
Yeah,
Like that one. And honestly, I didn't even know that people were still using iPods. Like I've seen like a neighborhood kid run around with one, but I thought it was like his parents from way back when, and they just didn't want to give him a phone.
I mean, it's always gonna have a niche market, right? So,
Mhm.
but
I
they're
still-
gonna stop production 100%, like never produce one ever again.
Yeah, it's complete cutoff. It's the end.
The
wonder what
world
makes
as
them
we know it.
Like, do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing for the like? It can't cost Apple very much money to make an iPod right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's their flagship product. You think they would still make it out of nostalgia, unless the company was a little bit more financially fragile and they need to start cutting fat. And where else but the iPod?
Well, I don't think that they're cutting fat because Apple's never really been about that. I mean, I don't think Apple is in a bad position right now. I mean, they're our first billion-dollar company, right? Or trillion-dollar company or billion-dollar company? I forget.
But again, think about it, like how Apple, like the iPod was built off iTunes, right?
Mhm.
Well, who uses iTunes anymore? People, you can have Apple Music, but people either have Apple Music or Spotify, so people aren't buying songs anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you can see the iPod was such a big, large stream of revenue, and it's pretty much dried up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, realistically, like the last iPod Classic that they released didn't even have cell service. So I mean, how else can you use it? No one's gonna want to develop for it. It only made sense for Apple to discontinue it. We all knew this day would come. We just didn't think it would be so soon.
No. I thought they would always have some kind of the iPod just as a selling point. Like, oh, I remember having one of these as a kid, and you just buy another one, right? Like,
Yeah.
you see how many Alan has?
Yeah, 4. 2 of these, I don't even know how it came to have them. So
Those are the best iPods.
they were
Right. Too Sure has that right. They'll re-release it in a couple years. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
it'll be really crappy, and they'll use up all the parts that were laying in warehouses.
You
This-
sure? When was the last time you used an iPod?
So he looks like he's plotting on you.
He-
I've never owned an iPod.
You've never
Or
owned an
those
iPod?
little-
Really?
The little MP3
Oh, that's right.
players. And
Um, Yeah, I had the Zune,
Oh, yeah,
and I
we talked
had
about this.
probably about 2 other MP3 players. But yeah, I haven't used them since before high school or around high school.
Yeah, high school is when I would have used it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then after that, I had,
On
my
Spotify
phone.
or
Honestly, guys, I wanted a Zune more than an iPod. I never got an iPod. I never got a Zune.
But- one thing that kind of is sad about them getting rid of the iPod is you can't really buy music from Apple anymore then, right? Because if you get Apple Music, you don't own the music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to buy songs for your iPhone. Like, just pay the fee and you get Apple Music, and you can just listen to whatever you want, whenever you want.
Mhm.
Right.
But in order to own the music now, you have to actually go buy the physical CDs.
And a lot of people, to like your point, a lot of artists are selling vinyl with their releases
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
But it's so expensive. Anywhere from
That's
like
the
$30 to
issue.
$50 a vinyl. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god! And then when you get into like AAA artists like Tool, they sold their most recent CD as a vinyl, $200 they wanted, and they
That's
only
crazy.
made like 1,000 of them.
Yeah,
Super
well,
fucking
like when
crazy.
Kid Cudi dropped his new album, I looked at the vinyl. It was like $60, and I'm like, it'd be
It's not
so
that
nice to
expensive, no.
listen, but I know this thing cost you $60. Like, this technology's from the '70s. Come on, guy, you think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
You're paying for nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'll go to the thrift stores and antique stores and
Goodwill, man, best spot.
Ooh, go to the thrift. Yeah, the flea market. They have tons of them.
Mhm.
But
it
it's also
depends
cool
on the,
to, like,
the flea market because some of them are selling them for the retail price.
yeah.
As long as I don't get another free U2 album on my iTunes list, we're good.
Dude, that was one of the worst ideas ever. Like,
Shooketh
I
the
thought
world.
that would have killed the iPod right there.
They survived you two. They could survive.
Right?
Was there anything else you had on us on the
No,
Apple Fret?
I just wanted to know if you guys had owned iPods, what your experience was with them, your last time you used them, your fondest memories of any music player that you owned.
When
That was it.
iPhone Flip coming out?
The what?
iPhone Flip, the flip phone
Never.
for the
Oh,
iPod.
I have no
Everybody
fucking
else
clue.
nowadays, everybody else has to have it, and then iPhone will make it.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
gotta
all I
remember,
want.
iPhone's like 6 years behind everybody else.
Yep. Like
I like my
A-
iPhone.
Apple only introduced like I don't know something ridiculously easy to implement. What was it? Local share, not AirDrop, but even then, like
When it-
AirDrop came out like 2 years after Samsung and Google introduced Nearby Share.
Yeah, because I remember when we could touch our phones and it just send it whatever you wanted. And then, like, 2 years later, Apple's like, we have AirDrop. You don't have to touch. It's like, no, that's the cool part.
Touch
Touch.
phone.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah. I guess we could move on to a little more serious.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So right now in Wisconsin, we got word that under Title IX, federal statute Title IX, that there's been 3 middle school boys have been charged with sexual harassment for uh, refusing to use another student's pronouns, and the students being charged, their excuse was that that other student was very they were screaming, cussing, and you can't make me say words, right? Like that was their, you can't force me to say something. And so I guess the whole case really walks the line of being respectful to somebody, but also, you know, where does the law come into play? And I don't think the federal government should be involved with middle school kids, but I just wanted to see what y'all thoughts were.
So I had to like go and look at exactly what was in Title IX. Like to me, I was like, sexual harassment seems pretty extreme for like a word. Now, don't get me wrong. Like to your point, there is a manner of respect. If anything, maybe those kids go through like with their parents' permission, because it sounded like one of the boys' was like, no, like my kids, like they respect everybody, like they're not anti-LGBTQ, like they're not like that. It's just that in this situation they're middle schoolers, they had a fight, and then now for a consequence so severe like this, I don't think that that's appropriate. But maybe with parents' permission, they go through like a sensitivity training, or like why pronouns are important if the parents consent to that. But charging them with sexual harassment isn't the answer.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Well,
This,
and
this...
two,
Mhm.
from the article that Crazy had sent, it talks about the girl being misgendered. She was the one that got aggressive and was yelling and using the profanity. So I don't understand why she's not getting in trouble too.
We don't know the other side of it either, because it was really hard for me to find like information.
Mhm.
Like we don't know if if apparently there's a history of bullying up to that point, since they had elected to use the word they and them.
The few articles I did read was that the student most outspokenly being charged, right, was supposedly stepping in because the girl that was misgendered was yelling and screaming at a kid who's very quiet. You know, he's just, well, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to say what you tell me to say, is where they were. Eh? So that upset the other student. Thus, but again, I don't see this as a federal investigation needed. I think that's where the big issue is.
I agree with that.
I agree.
And to come back on what you said about the sensitivity training, well, the issue that we're facing in right now is in society that we live in, there's two sides of this coin, where one side is saying we need to be understanding of transitioning people. We need to, we need to give them every opportunity possible. But the other side is, hey, you might be suffering from a mental illness, and if I feed into it, am I making it worse or better? And I get the arguments, and not to pick one side, but it's like the side that we can see the federal government taking is they're definitely picking a side, right?
Yeah,
and that's the scary part.
Like personally, I think this was a bad move on the school's decision, or whomever took up the case up to fucking federal level. Like this is just bad. Like if I were a school official, I would have thrown all those kids into therapy. Just, if you want your child to continue to come into the school, have therapy sessions either individually, or we can do one with the group. Oh, we flipped around. Crazy's
sorry. My camera's
You're good.
Like for these kids, you would just need to sit them down and say, look, we are going to mediate this conflict.
Mm-hmm.
What is the issue? Get to the root of it.
Yeah.
In the article, it said the boy misgendering had a hard time understanding because it was plural. So it's actually they, them. and he had a hard time understanding that.
I mean, we've had a conversation like that. I can tell you, it feels unnatural for me to refer to a single object as they them, right? Like, and it takes some thinking and other, like, I can understand a small child or a middle schooler, like, hey, I just been beating like proper English into my head for years, and this throws me off. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to have a camera. It hates me.
It's your haircut.
Yeah.
I feel for like all the kids involved, like even the person that was like misgendered, like like we don't know what happened, but I do agree, Keelan, like a mediation is needed here. Like I feel like you're trying to make an example out of these boys, and instead you're just pushing people away from whatever the pronouns mean, regardless of whatever side that you fall on or what you think or what you believe. I just, like, to me, this is going to be their experience with that, so they're going to have a negative connotation for this for the rest of their life because that's been their experience, and it just feels extreme. So the lawyer I saw, he works for their like some, it's called Will, like something like in, I can't remember the acronym, but he has like a whole ass website dedicated to like getting the state to drop the charges. So I would definitely Google it. Hold on, let me pull it up. I just had it up.
I hope the state drops the charges, because honestly, it's fucking bullshit. It's just a bad move.
I don't think the kids doing the misgendering, I don't think they were being malicious.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't in anger or to be mean. If there's a history of bullying, cool. I understand that. I mean, bullying's not cool, but
Yeah.
But that's the line, right? Like, you could condemn, or you could have a negative viewpoint of the boys if there was reports of bullying or they were being rude. But the eyewitness reports that were given was that the person being misgendered was very aggressive and yelling and screaming. And it's like, if you get up in somebody's face and you start yelling at them, telling them what to do you really think they're going to respond positively to you?
Yeah, no. That's just not the way, dude.
Yeah, but it might have been their breaking point too. Like, just like thinking on the other side of, like, if they are constantly misgendered and they just snap because they don't have the emotional capacity at such a young age to really filter and have that mature emotional reaction in the moment. But I just think that this case is just really bad taste. I feel like it really hurts a movement for people who support the use of pronouns, especially after recent news of, like Florida's bill that just recently passed. Like, I feel like it just hurts things like this in the long run because you're highlighting something that is just, you're making an example of these boys that just feels so extreme. And Alan said this earlier, and it resonated with me, where he's like, today it's like you have to be an extreme, like one way or the other, and otherwise you're not going to get any attention or pause. But why does it have to be that way? Like, that's just horrible for the people that are involved.
Yeah, well, not to go off topic, but talking about extremes, like we had 2 shootings over the weekend, and both were both were done by people who had extremist views, but on the left side of the aisle. And now they've been rebranded. They're far right. It's like these people put out manifestos and like videos and talked about their beliefs and what they, you can't say I believe in communism and still be right winged. It just doesn't work. They don't go together. And so just to see how everything feels turned up to 11, and the media, the schools, it feels like everything that we're saying is its extremist point possible. And how do you step it back? I don't think filing charges against middle schoolers is a step back. I don't see anything from our current federal government that pumping the brakes on anything. It feels like everything's push, their fault. It's this person's fault. Like we just learned that the FBI has like 9 open cases into parents because of their complaints about school boards. Like, why is the FBI involved with parents right now?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have that, and then we have this come out about them filing Chapter 9 or Title 9 charges against somebody. It's just like
it's just bad
the
news
federal
everywhere.
government feels, the federal government feels like it's looking, it's a hammer looking for nails. That's what it feels like right now.
Even the terminology in the Title IX. So you had like the 3 points, right? The first point was like if you basically give somebody a promotion or something of that sort in exchange for expecting a favor. The second one's actual like dating violence, like, you know, the typical ones that we know for sexual harassment. And the third bullet point is really ambiguous and vague. It says, but along the lines of something severely offensive, pervasive, that will warrant under, like, I don't know, the legalese is like really confusing to read.
Yeah.
But it is really vague. But to me, like, that's not a severe offense. Like, and under Title IX in itself, like just reading through like what it is, I just, like I said, I think it's a bad move. The school put out a statement saying like, oh, like, well, any orientation blah or whatever, but that doesn't address the issue, right? Like the issue is you have 3 boys in your school and this person that have a problem, like Puzzle was saying, like mediate the problem. Why are you going to ruin their lives over something they probably don't understand?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I don't. I feel like we have to see some cooling down from somebody, anybody. Please just calm a situation down.
Like
Let's not escalate.
I understand where the school board or the school or whomever is doing the charges against the boys, where they can see this as a good way to step into a positive LGBTQ plus light.
But it feels like pandering.
Yeah. And it's real fucking skeezy. It's like, out of everyone that you can charge that we have seen videos of on the internet, you're choosing 3 middle school boys. Like that doesn't look good.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why the school would escalate it up to a federal level. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Midterms around the corner. I don't.
There's so many
Yeah,
other,
there's-
so many more important shit right now going
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've seen people bring up a lot of Florida a lot throughout this, right? And people still say that Florida has taken rights away from teachers, and and I don't think it has. Like I can remember, I didn't even know if half my teachers were married. Like, yeah, you know.
Yes, I am.
I don't even remember any aspect of my teachers' personal lives. I don't remember them sharing those with us. Like, so I don't see as saying, "Hey, you know, keep it professional," right? Like as saying a bad thing. And to me, that's what Florida's bill said. Like, hey, let's keep teaching professional.
Yeah.
My emotional support kitty here. You can barely see him because it's so dark over here.
Right.
You can see his
We
ears though.
If we see his
There's
face,
eyes.
yeah, there he is. He's like, is that another cat over there?
Show him your mustache. Show him your mustache.
My cheese boy.
No, but I mean, we have a lot of issues, and another one of them is in Wisconsin. So, one of the biggest production plants for infant formula is actually in Wisconsin. It's been shut down for months now. So, our federal government has said they've known since February.
Actually, no.
No,
No.
that was the last.
No. Okay, so let me tell you guys about this baby formula shortage because it's actually a very issue. So Abbott is a company that produces these formulas, right? And there's three big companies. There's Abbott, Mead Johnson, and another one, and I can't remember the name. Oh, Nestle. That's Nestle. There's three companies that really produce the formulas that we have today in the U.S. In October of last year, a whistleblower for Abbott reported to the FDA that there was a bacteria found on the production line of this baby formula company. It ended up causing the death of 2 infants and made 4 fall sick. So they had to do a recall, but that wasn't until February. So the whistleblower submitted the report to the FDA in October. They did not review this report until the end of December. They didn't go in person to the facility till the end of January, and then they didn't issue the recall for the middle of February.
Wow.
So all this time, all these infants are receiving this formula that could be contaminated with a really deadly bacteria, and that has killed between, I think it was Minnesota, Texas, and Ohio were the ones where these infants got sick or fell ill. And now we're faced with a baby formula shortage. People are rushing to Facebook groups, pleading with other moms, please give me formula. I need formula for my. And formula at this age, like food and nutrition, is very important for babies, for their development. If they do not get the necessary nutrients, their brains are not going to develop at that. They're just not going to develop functionally. So at this point, I believe Abbott controls 43 to 45% of the production of formula, where Mead Johnson and Nestle have control of the rest of the market. So at this point, it's even if they were to do an emergency action through the federal government to start producing, they're not going to see the effects of the production for several weeks, if not months, when there's infants going hungry now. The number one thing I see, and then it's laughable, is people just breastfeed. That's not how it works. Some women can't breastfeed, number one. And number two, whenever a woman is in the hospital and whatever formula that the hospital uses, 9 times out of 10, that woman's going to continue. Guess who are the top 2 formulas that compete to get into hospitals? Enfamil and Similac. Those are the 2 biggest brands. If those are out of production, these women are not going to find the babies take or eat because they're not used to it or they have sensitivity.
And that was right there where the reports I heard, because I heard a couple parents actually talking about what they've been going through to get formula. And it's, if you want run of the mill everyday Similac, right now it's you can get that. But it's 3 out of every 10 babies has a specialty. They can't have certain things in the run of the mill. And they need the specialized ones. And the specialized ones are the ones that are being made at this plant that's shut down mostly. That's the number 1 production site for the sensitive stomachs or all of those lines.
Our kiddo, when he was a baby, he couldn't digest lactose in his baby formula, so he had to get lactose-free baby formula. And that shit was fucking expensive, and they didn't sell it anything bigger than that little tin. And you mentioned that you've been reading and hearing from people who have to go out and jump through hoops to try to get formula. There are people who are selling those specialty formulas on eBay for fucking expensive. There are stories already about it on parents and step parents, and I read one story today about a dude, when he goes and buys it, he gives it to people in his neighborhood or in his area that need it, and he submits a complaint through eBay to drop those sellers that have perfect scores that have been selling Similac for some ridiculous marked up price for their scores to go down.
Up.
Yeah.
That's
Scammers
so
on
fucked
scam,
up.
dude. It's ridiculous.
Another report I was reading was that they're Similac particularly, they're kind of rationing in a way of that their production line has shifted to the smaller amounts. So they're sending out the bottles, the white bottle you would get. Well, that's only rated. Average infant is supposed to have 2 a day. of those, right? So like they're just sending that out instead of the big tins.
It's just more waste at the end of the day. So there was breaking news today that Abbott did agree to the consent decree with the FDA to restart their plant within 2 weeks. But again, these effects are being felt now. We have, they have to do something. I read stories like where moms are like pumping extra and giving away their breast milk. The parenting Facebook groups or Reddit posts are helping other moms get their formula. I've seen pictures of babies with rashes because they have to eat food that doesn't work for them. But if they don't eat, then they don't survive. Something else I learned, the reason why like this has gone unchecked for so long with these 3 major companies running it, is that babies aren't profitable. Our birth rate has definitely declined over the last couple of years, with the exception of 2014. We're just not having babies. And why, right? Well, look at the state of the world. Like, not many people want to have a baby whenever we're on the brink of war every year. Or, there's a baby formula shortage going on right now. You have a monopoly over the industry. It doesn't breed a competitive market. And now we're here with babies starving for the most part.
I think the biggest thing we're learning in the last 5 years is that our parents generation was very behind the sleep at the wheel, right? Like the economy, everything was in cruise control. Think about it. Like, there's a reason that we have an 89-year-old president. Because, like, why is that man, for one, having to work at this point in his life? If you do your time and you can retire, why are you still having to work?
Right.
And 2, it doesn't seem like there's any Gen Xers that really want to step up to the plate and actually do anything. Because, yeah, Biden can sign an executive order and say, make more. But what is that really going to do in reality? Nothing. They can only make so much at a time.
Right. And then not to mention the demand is so high right now. Like, you're still going to see shortages for months to come.
If we know anything, the government should have disinfecting means, and they should be able to walk into that plant and help Abbott disinfect it and help them get it back up and running.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just like we had those breweries transform their facilities to make hand sanitizer. Why can't we do something like that with, baby formula? Yeah, it's not a money maker, but these babies need to eat something. It's heartbreaking to me. I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe that it took this long to do something, right? Like, that's why we have the FDA, and it took them October, November, December, January, February, almost 6 months. 6 months to do something like that. And this is a deadly bacteria. Who knows how many other infants are this that we don't even know about yet?
Not to go too crazy, but the FDA also, around the same time as this, the reports are now coming out that they found the production plant of Johnson and Johnson. Like, the plant itself was frauding the FDA.
What? With their vaccine?
Yeah. Where they produced the Johnson Johnson vaccine, there was multiple batches, about 15 million doses that Johnson Johnson knew were contaminated, and they were marked all contaminated. And then when the FDA came, they removed all the stickers, told the FDA that everything was fine, and then when the FDA left, they destroyed it all so that they could get the emergency use authorization to make the vaccines.
Pivoting back to baby formula, that's very frustrating. Pivoting back to baby formula, if you're a parent out there that's freaking out and you don't know, you're not not sure what your options are, there's a couple of them. So first, you can call your pediatrician. They typically have like some samplers that you use to hold you over if you need like a day or so. You can also check out like a local WIC option to see if did they have some samples or can point you in the right direction. You can also, like I said, those parenting groups on Facebook or Reddit, like that's also another option. I know it's scary to give a stranger your address online. Definitely use your own discretion. And if you have to switch your baby's formula, be sure that you do it safely. There are milk, soy-based, and like I think wheat-free versions of formula. So if just try to make sure you get the around the same one, and make sure you watch your baby too. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Have you guys ever heard of SIDS before?
Mm-hmm.
So like sudden infant death syndrome. Well, they actually discovered, or they may have discovered what caused it before. It was just kind of like it just happens. It's actually babies that are born without an enzyme, which is really exciting for science. But just be on the lookout for like any signs that, watch your baby. This is very different, right? It's kind of like getting if you're not a parent, like it's kind of like getting a plant. A baby's not like that. It's not a trial and a baby is like a human being. So you can't just, let me dilute no, you can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah.
And you probably shouldn't make your own formula.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I've read people resorting to that.
It's been all over Facebook. It's like, don't believe everything you want on Facebook.
Don't do it. It's super dangerous.
I forget. I wrote the names down, but of course I don't have them with me now. But there are multiple national organizations that women donate their overproduced breast milk to, so that
It's like a breast milk
they're
bank.
a little more qualified. Yeah, they're a little more qualified, a little more. You have a little more confidence in them, and they operate in all 50 states. Some of them, so
That's good. Yeah, it's a really scary thing. Like I heard glimmers about it, and then I have some people that are close to me at work that are having babies right now, and I'm like, oh my god. So it kind of inspired me to look further into it, and then when I realized what a dumpster fire it is, I was like, I have to talk about this. Like, this is crazy. I just can't believe that we're here. I mean, if you go to a store, you're gonna see shortages everywhere, right? But like formula, like that's crazy.
it's just scary. We're learning how dependent we are on other people without realizing it.
I mean, maybe this will bring a surge to like midwives and people who donate their breast milk, or even just, back to community of the lady down the street. Her breast milk's definitely going to be safer than whatever homebrew you try to do.
Yeah.
Maybe
What they used to call them, lactation nurses.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, lactation nurses and professionals, they mostly just kind of help you
Nowadays,
produce.
not in the 18, not before. What are we talking about? Baby formula.
That's what I'm like, midwives. I'm trying to think of the other
I'm
names
trying to
for
think of a
them.
nice name. All that can pop in my head is milkmaids.
Milk Tank? The Pokemon? Sorry. Look, maybe this and the Great Resignation will cause for us to just kill off all the corporations, small companies.
But that's a problem, is we depend on the corporations to pay our taxes.
Yeah, it's just like, but why are three
It's
companies?
like a vicious cycle.
Like, to me, it's like, why are three companies responsible for the like entire market's output? Like that, like it's like cell phone companies, right? Like you have AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon now. Like those are pretty much your only options besides like your lower, like, struggle bus carriers.
Boost Mobile.
I guess you can always point the blame to Congress, right? Because we have antitrust laws for a reason, right? We broke up AT&T once already for
Time
a
Warner,
reason.
I remember it was a big one.
Yeah, but like we know naturally over time, watching how our corporate economy works, like corporation, even with tech, right? like Google buys everything up and then consolidates it because it's easier, cheaper, and faster that way, right? Like if we have three companies producing it, then it's easier for our government to monitor, tax, and collect because they don't have to go all over the place to every little chain that's in each state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see some production start up soon, and it helps like mitigate this issue. In the meantime, I'd love to hear like from you guys. Anybody that's listening that's going through the struggle, please tweet me. I want to hear your story. And on that note, kidding.
So, I mean, it sounds like a dumb question, but I gotta ask: is there like a natural alternative to baby formula besides breast milk?
No.
Breast milk.
Like,
No,
Yeah, no, there
because
is
like even like our off the shelves milk is
well,
not
yeah, I'm
good
saying
for
like we take some
babies.
goat milk with coconut milk, mix it around a little bit.
That's like
Head down to the lady down the street that's breastfeeding.
Yeah.
But no, I just asked because we at one point we had to, you know, artificially create these items, so we had to at least have a natural place before, and usually we artificially create something that's already existing. So if there was a mixture of enzymes and proteins that we know that we recreated to make formula, is there a natural way to make those? You
There
know?
probably is, but the secrets are kept under lock and because of course these corporations don't want you to make
Free the
their
code, right?
yeah
yeah.
make it
So you're
universal.
really saying wet nurses? There you go.
Thank
Wet
you.
nurses.
That's
That was
wild.
the term
Thank
we're
you,
thinking about.
teacher.
But like in tech, that you have that we're saying like Twitter would be better if they freed the code. So do you think like Abbott would be in a better position if they made what they make it out of more readily available? Because you're still gonna go buy it. Like there 90% of people are like, I'm still gonna go buy Abbott because it's the name brand and it's what my dad used or my mom used, right?
Well, they're just a manufacturer, so like it's like these sub little categories. So you have like your Enfamil, your Similac, et cetera, et cetera. So like all those like are like under the umbrella of Abbott was my impression.
Yeah,
Like you
but
don't.
I'm saying, so if me and Alan said fight the power and we start a baby formula manufacturing plant here in Texas,
That's
but
baby
we're using
formula.
a
That's what
formula.
it's called.
Yeah, we're using a formula that's close enough to Abbott. Abbott's going to sue the crap out of us, and then our business is gone. Well, you free the code, you free the recipe, we make it, and Abbott can't sue us. Bam. Now, not everybody's going to run out and get, our baby formula. They're still going to go buy Abbott because
That's what they know.
That's what they know.
Yeah.
But it's a healthy alternative. It's healthy competition.
Yeah.
Because you know what the next thing Abbott would do? They'd open a plant in every state.
Yeah, they would.
Open a lot smaller plant in every single state.
More jobs.
Yeah. Hey, win-win across the board. That's what I say.
Well, we want to know the win-win across the board in the circle.
The circle.
That's our
So
goal.
one thing I will give
Right.
props to Netflix for is that when they're releasing a series, they will do mini drops instead of one episode weekly drops. So it's still weekly, but they drop anywhere from 2 to 4 episodes, which is what they do with the circle. They drop the four episodes, and thank God.
I agree.
So this week we got to go. We had to say goodbye to our Spice Girls, which I was really excited that they accomplished their mission of staying under the radar as the Spice Girls. And I think how they did it too was really really good because they didn't like backstab anybody. They just like twisted the truth that was given to them by pointing the light towards Alyssa and encouraging Nathan, who's played by Alex, towards Rachel and a couple of others towards Rachel. Unfortunately, the blowback for Rachel has been harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has
Although
been.
I appreciated her roast because everyone's too nicey nice in there, and she went straight for the jugular.
I cannot.
It was nice to see some blood drawn at least. Finally,
It was.
I still cannot believe that the catfish is still there. The known catfish. Everyone knows it. And they're just
It's like a strong alliance for now.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, we understand that you're a catfish. We don't care because you're on our side. And I think that's fine. Like, nobody said the name of the game was to weed out the catfish. It's
true.
to be the most popular person.
It's a social engineering game.
Huh?
I was just saying it's a social engineering game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think it's funny how each season they're like, okay, who's the catfish? Like, we're looking for the catfish. And like it's not even about that. Like, let them be a catfish, you know? Who fucking cares?
That's what I was telling you. Like, I felt like it's more of a game show now than a reality show. Like, the first season was more like, oh, like who could be the most popular, and then now it's like all these circle twists and turns has gotten more game show esque, and a lot more dramatic, and even some like I feel like, oh man, you're such an idiot for believing that.
So do you think it's gonna, like, do you see many more seasons, or do you think they're gonna have to take a hiatus at some point?
Oh, I think they stopped doing it in the UK, but they have like Circle Brazil, and
Yeah, there's
all
like
other
20 of them. Japan, we've seen Japan, Brazil, Spain, Britain.
Antarctica.
It's an easy reality show. You know, all you need is the apartment building and you're good to go. Like
a couple of games to stir the pot.
Yes.
I don't know. Like it left on a major cliffhanger. So we're down to the final blocking, and I don't think that Brew is gonna give it to Alyssa. I think he's gonna give it to Mama Carol.
See why he would.
They
like,
need to get
is he one of the ones that's aware that she's the catfish?
He thinks she is, but it's too strong of an alliance.
Yeah, it's too good of an opportunity to get rid of a big player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Alyssa is she has the potential to be an extremely big player, but right now she's been kind of flowing solo for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same reason they got rid of Krissa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised by that. I thought for sure Mama Carol was going to go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised that they haven't gotten rid of him yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why would you, though? Like, he's good to have in your pocket if he's in your pocket.
Yeah, but he's a good player. Like,
but now that everybody's figuring it out, they're like, okay, cool, we don't trust you now.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think he's going to be the winner by far.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be the winner.
Frank's the early lead because everybody loves Frank. Frank's been like an influencer more than anybody else. He's been in the top 3 almost every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Between Carol and Alyssa, I really hope Burrito picks Alyssa. I don't know why.
That would just be such a bad gameplay move for him, though. Like, he has to make a big move, and if he gets rid of Alyssa, he's gonna get some attention then.
Yeah.
Because he's such a background player right now.
Yeah. So we have 2 new people. We have Trevor from Delyssa's, the one that she catfished as, and he's catfishing as Imani. And then who is the second guy? The merman?
Yeah, he's the cruise coordinator.
Yeah.
Evan. Jefferson. Yeah, he's funny. I love to watch. I wish he was in earlier. I feel like
I
they
feel
would have
bad
to-
when nobody showed up to his party. Really, like just 2 people.
Yeah.
I would have totally gone to an under the sea party. Which one would y'all have gone to?
Toga.
Alright.
Toga. Yeah, definitely the Toga party.
What do you think about Alex / Nathan?
I think
I'm
he's barely
surprised
hanging
he-
in.
Huh?
Oh, I think he's just barely hanging on.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
surprised he's lasted this long, but he's starting to work his way in. He's a slow burn.
I just think some of the words that he used, like in the group settings, like he's a total like frat guy, but like in one-on-one conversations, he doesn't give me that I guess like impression. So I'm wondering why people aren't picking up on him.
If I met a 22-year-old who didn't say like bet or swag or some stupid
Lit.
one line, yeah, lit, something like that, I would be highly suspicious.
I don't know. Like he lasted pretty. He did pretty well up against like Yu Ling when they were chatting together. So I mean, he definitely got by there, because if anyone's gonna call him out for like not being who he says he is or not being the age that he is, it would have been Yu Ling.
I don't know.
She was focused on the flirting.
Yeah.
She's way too into the I'm the mistress of sex, kind of like I'm the flirt and
I like
think it's
her, though.
clouding. No, I like her, but I think she's too focused on that, and that's
She
what's
is
gonna
a
bite
little-
her. That's what's
she's-
gonna bite her.
She's pretty young. I think she's like self-appointed Gen Z, like super, like what, 24 around
23. Yeah, about that. I don't know.
She's older than Nate, and Nate's 22, so that's all. I thought she was like 24, 25.
there. Yeah, probably around
Mhm.
there. Who do you guys think is going to take it all the way to the end?
Frank the Tank, man. Frank the
Frank
Tank.
for sure.
Yeah, I have to agree, Frank.
Let's
When
see.
he says, "Ooh, child," to the circle. That's my favorite. I love that.
I think Brew could make it, but he's got to bring some more personality.
Yeah,
His roasts were good. I liked
Yeah.
his.
Mhm.
and I think Trevor. I forget what he's catfishing us, but
Imani?
Trevor. You know,
Imani.
yeah,
Imani.
him coming in late at the game with the profile he has, he's gonna at least make it a little further. He's
Yeah.
already made a lot of good waves, and I think he can ride that at least to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Mm.
Feels kind of greedy though. I'm like, your wife already won, bro. Like,
Right.
You already have
Like,
the
are
house.
You donating this? Are you donating this money?
when is the next series or set drop?
They drop on Wednesdays. So
Ooh, the 18th.
watch party on Circle of Jerks.
I think we might get a strike for that one.
Yeah.
Just show your face while you watch.
You're like, I'm
Maybe
just
so.
playing Sims.
Like I hate when I have to watch those because like you want to watch a pay-per-view or something, but usually like a live streamer is commenting, and they have to talk every 15 seconds by YouTube rules,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, oh my god, just shut up, just let me hear, just let me listen.
Oh my god,
You're like,
look at this,
oh
look at
no,
this,
I
look at
muted
this.
myself.
Yeah.
So, what else we got going on this week?
I was gonna say, speaking of Wednesday, what's our plan, Alan?
I don't know, dude. Well, what do you want to do this Wednesday?
I don't know. I asked you.
You know, only
We're gonna
because-
straighten Peach's hair live on stream.
We're not doing that. We're
Wait.
playing Halo. Fuck it. We're gonna. Here's what we're gonna do. I've only played Halo 1, 2, and 3. Do you want to play Reach with me?
I like Reach. I play Reach.
Okay, cool. We'll play Reach. We'll play
I
Story
played.
Mode.
I played them all through 5, so I'm pretty.
I have it, so I'm looking forward to this.
Doing tomorrow night, NJ.
Wishing you a happy birthday and playing D&D.
Woo!
Yeah, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're finally on level 3 after 30 hours of sessions.
Yeah. Is it really 30 hours?
Something like that.
Yeah, we have over 40 hours into the game. I know that.
Oh god.
Wow.
I can check real quick because
I don't know what we're gonna do about
the Forge is
Sal
tagged.
and his world eater god.
Oh my god.
I'm in.
So yeah, NJ alone has 60 hours into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Damn.
I sometimes I just leave my computer. Like if I know I have it later, I just
No,
like.
but yeah, you're 60. I'm 59. Peach is 57. Dancing Chef is 54, and then Puzzled is 27.
Yeah,
Even she has 30 hours into the game.
that's
Now
pretty
I
much
take
our.
Crystal.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty much the entire level too.
Mm. That was all
great.
level 2.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Let me go ahead.
Hopefully she makes a reappearance one day. We greatly miss our healer and the party.
Plus, we need someone to show that Brittany bitch what's what.
Yeah, no, I can't wait till we can't catch up with that Brittany bitch.
We'll have to see what happens with my summer master.
Damn. At least it's not a
But I will not
master.
be streaming on Sunday because we're gonna go have some birthday celebration.
Woo! Birthday!
Oh, where are we going?
Medieval times.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
So are we gonna dress? We didn't say. Are we dressing up? Are we not?
If you want to, we can.
I
I
don't,
don't have anything.
I just have my cloak. That's it.
hold on.
Crazy's the only one with a full ass outfit.
I have a hat. It's not made
There
of
you go.
witch skin. And I have Harry's wand.
Okay. All right. Look. How about we all agree to dress up? Wink, wink. And we make sure to tell Kiwi Head, and then he shows up as the only one dressed up.
Like
Sounds
that time
good.
we all wore onesies and went to Ruthie's and didn't wear onesies. And
Oh my god, that was fucking hilarious.
Poor Kiwi head.
All right, guys. Shout out to our producer of the week. This week it is Ethan. Shout out to our executive
Yay.
producer, Keelan.
I'm the
Oh,
best.
sorry, Sir Keelan this week. My apologies. Your Highness.
Get it right, peasant.
Yes, sir.
No,
Ma'am.
no, the
Yes, sir,
queen's
ma'am.
going to knight her. So,
Oh, okay, cool. Well, here's our.
and it's my lady to you, sir.
yes, my lady, sir.
Hey,
My lady, sir. Oh, my lady, crazy. There you go. Who are we rating?
Let's see who is on.
Prez is on.
I was gonna say Lantern Noir is on,
Lantern
and
Noir.
he's playing Sun Dungeon. Or, yeah. Our buddy Cage is on. I love rating Cage, so
Bet.
I'm
We'll
gonna
read.
vote Cage.
All right, bet. We'll read Cage. Bye, everyone.
Well, that wraps up another great episode. And don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food pics, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured gamer of the week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an Official Millennials production.
You
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.